What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. We have a nice green day in the market so far. We're going to look over some things, and I'm also going to show you something interesting that's been developing lately. Now, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I definitely appreciate it. It helps me a lot in the YouTube algorithm. And let's first off look at TradingView's heat map. Now, you'll see on TradingView's heat map that large cap tech is up pretty nice today. We've got Tesla up 6%, Apple, Amazon up roughly 2%, Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, everything up, everything looking good today. And this is the same thing for small caps. We've got Indy pushing another green day, pushing 7% up to 777. We've got Cleanspark up almost 5%. We're going to look into Cleanspark in a second. We've also got AMD just broke out of 100. I know it's not a small cap. Also ChargePoint now pushing $13. Definitely bullish on ChargePoint. Astra up 5%. Bingo up almost 12% today. Workhorse up 10%. It's definitely a great day for small caps. Small caps are doing best compared to everything else, but it's nice to see everything doing good today. Now, I'm actually quite surprised that we're having a nice green day so far, despite it being a 3-day weekend coming up. Now, of course, things could change. And by the time you see this, by the time it's edited, we're probably closer to the market close. And it's very possible things start turning around and pushing downwards. So we'll see how things go. While I'm recording this, it is still pretty early, and things can definitely change. Now, I did want to mention one thing that's actually not doing too great today, and that's going to be Bitcoin. So let's look at Bitcoin on the chart and see what's going on. So first off, guys, I wanted to zoom out just a little bit, and you can see that we've been in this volatility contraction pattern. We've been seeing lower highs, but we've been steady seeing the same lows. We've been just kind of right here at the support level. This is about 28,500 or so. It bounces up to about 30,600, finds a resistance point. Lately, it has been consolidating even tighter, and I do expect very soon it's going to make a huge move. It could be either direction. I personally think it would be pushing to the upside. And one thing that's kind of interesting here is, yes, Bitcoin's kind of down for the day. Bitcoin isn't doing that great today. But one stock that's actually doing fantastic is Cleanspark. Now, looking at Cleanspark on the chart, it did kind of develop this support at about $5. It bounced off of there twice. Our earnings came out, and it wasn't as great as we expected. However, it wasn't horrible. And year over year, they did see increased revenue. That was definitely concerning that Bitcoin has been dropping, hasn't been able to hold 30,000 too well. And this might greatly affect Cleanspark's next earnings. However, I'm very long on Cleanspark, and I will take that as a buying opportunity. I do have faith in this Bitcoin miner, and honestly, it's the highest conviction miner I have. Now, despite Cleanspark recently running up from about $5 to roughly close to $6, I still think it is a great time to add to. Just be aware that their next quarter could be one of their worst quarters in recent history if Bitcoin doesn't recover. But it's very interesting to see that Bitcoin has been kind of stagnating, if not downtrending a little bit, at least in the last few hours, while Cleanspark is actually doing well. And of course, you could say, it's just overall small caps running, Cleanspark's getting a nice little push, but still, it is kind of interesting to see that. So to me, that kind of is a sign that we are definitely oversold. Even with Bitcoin coming down a little bit more, Cleanspark's still holding pretty strong, if not even pushing up a little bit. So that's definitely something very interesting to be aware of. And this could continue to diverge from Bitcoin, which could be a good thing if Bitcoin does downtrend and if small caps start rising. I would love to see Cleanspark follow the moves of small caps if Bitcoin were to drop and small caps were to rise, obviously. To be honest with you guys, I'm unsure. I'm unsure if, Bitcoin and Cleanspark will just kind of come hand in hand. Bitcoin drops, Cleanspark drops. I think we will have some days where it doesn't really matter what Bitcoin does, just like today, of course. But overall, in general, of course, if Bitcoin drops massively, Cleanspark will drop. If Bitcoin runs massively, Cleanspark will run. They are, in some circumstances, tied together. But I definitely do think that small caps have been heavily oversold, and the best deals out there in the market, despite larger caps dropping somewhat over the last month, I still see small caps as by far the best deals out there, bar none. But I do want to get into one larger cap that I think is a great one to get into, and people are sleeping on it. Now, I really like PayPal at its price, and despite it running up from about $72, May 12th was the total capitulation day. Seems like stocks had their most fear that day, and it seems to be the case across the board, small caps and large caps. The 12th of May, 11th of May were definitely the worst days in the market in recent history. And a lot of stocks have since recovered from there. And despite PayPal running up roughly to about 85, all the way from about 72, I still see it as a great time to add in. However, next week could be a great time, a better time. Of course, we are enjoying a nice green day here with PayPal. I still do think in the 80s, it is great to add to PayPal. I personally think it is heavily oversold, and we are now back where we were during the pandemic, guys. So despite it running up just a little bit recently, I still think it is a great time to add to, and be aware that Amazon and Venmo are coming up with a partnership at the end of the year. It is still expected, and no one is talking about it, and it was mentioned in their last earnings, which was about a month ago now. But definitely interesting stuff. But that's all I got for you for now, guys. Let me know if you noticed if my video footage is kind of laggy. I'm kind of having issues. I just changed off my computer. I might have to tweak with my settings a little bit. But let me know if you noticed like a little bit of lag. But thanks so much, guys. Have a great weekend and take it easy.